we discussed the other day, right? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Once this topic is over, then I will spend time for debugging of the application. First, let me focus on this main topic of today. Spring, what's your batch code, guys? 515. Spring Boot core, guys. Yeah. Have a look on this first. Look at the query. How does enable auto configuration annotation of Spring Boot application knows which classes of the currently added jar files should be configured as what? Spring Beans through auto configuration process. So many jars are added, but does it making every class of every jar as Spring Bean? No. It is making few specific predefined classes of jar files as the Spring Beans or not, guys? Come on, everyone. Super. Okay. Now let's see. Online students, am I audible? Am I loud and clear? Please check that. Please check your audio and video settings, please. Come on, everyone. The enable auto configuration annotation searches for what? You connect to Ethernet. It is not connecting. I think Ethernet or Wi-Fi secondary. Am I audible or not? Online student, is it loud and clear? Perfect. The enable auto configuration annotation searches for what file, guys? Spring.factories file in meta.nf folder of the all the jar file that are added to class path. It looks for what file? Spring.factories. In which folder? Meta.nf folder, where all the jar file that are added to class path. But finds in which class, which jar file, guys? Spring boot auto configure version dot jar file. This file internally linked with what? Another file called meta.nf slash spring slash. This is the big file, guys. Auto configuration dot imports file. What file, guys? Auto configuration dot imports file. Are you getting my point there or not there? Super. This file contains all the configuration classes that needs to be executed for auto configuration activity. Nearly 144 classes are available or not, guys? Total, how many classes are available, guys? This changes version to version, right? Now 144, some other thing. All these configuration, what does 144 are not classes? Does 144 are what? Please come this side. Everyone, please come this side. Whoever not there in my eyesight, please come this. You also, you people also. These 144 are what? Configuration classes. In those configuration classes, @bean methods will be there. They will be executed. Those when they execute, they return some objects. Those objects automatically becomes Spring Beans. So what is the final conclusion? IOC container looks for what file? Spring.factories file. Where? In meta.nf folder. Where? In all the jars that are added to class path. In how many jars it is available? Only one. Spring-boot auto configure. In that one, that file is linked with what? One more file called auto configuration dot imports file or not, guys? Super guys. In that file, lot of configuration classes are there. 144 auto configuration classes are there. In those 144 configuration classes, right? Lot of at the rate bean methods will be there or not there, guys. Lots of at the rate bean methods will be there or will not be there, or definitely will. So this will be executed, whatever objects that are returned. So those returned objects will become what? Spring beans automatically. What do you say, guys? They become spring beans automatically or not, guys? Okay, now let's see practicals of it. Let's open Eclipse IDE. Everyone knows the theory of the auto configuration, but now I am trying to tell how IOC container making certain predefined classes as what? Spring beans, especially through auto configuration activity. This is what we are going to discuss now. Okay. So now tell me, what is this? 915. Okay, here is what? 515. Click on launch. Consider all the files like we use java.util package. Is that annotation consider all the jar files? No, sir. Are jars are different, packages are different. Why are you linking, my dear? Okay. Jars means the jar file that are added to class path. It will search in all the jar files, right? Why are you linking with the package, my dear? Don't link with the package, please. In the jar file, looks for a file. In that file, configuration class list is there. In those configuration class, at the rate bean methods are there. Those bean method returned object becomes what? Spring beans. Okay. What's our yesterday's project, guys? Boot MVC. This is the project, right? Okay. Look at the Maven dependency. So many jars are there. But it looks for what? Spring.factories file in meta inf folder. What folder? Meta inf folder. Yeah. It finds that one where, guys, spring boot auto configure. Spring boot auto configure. Where we can see that? Spring boot Where? This is core only, na? Yeah, Spring boot auto configure. This one, right? Okay. There it looking for what folder? All these are packages, guys. Meta inf folder. What folder? Meta. Under this what, guys? Spring.factories. That is linked with what file? In Spring, there is a auto configuration dot imports file. This is the file only, guys. In this one, what is there? Vivek Vardhan Duddu. Problem is your side. From my side, no issue. Check it out. I hope online students, am I loud and clear? There are so many configuration classes. There are so many configuration classes. What do you say, guys? Come on. Nearly 153 version to version that will change, right? Okay. You take what is not clear, guys. Call someone. Net problem, amma. Voice pan. LAN రావట్లే. Okay. Am I audible now? Online students, am I visible now? Is everything good? Okay. Yes. Nona. Snoor Sayed, what's your problem? Sayed Bhai, what is your problem? Not visible. How come few people gets few clarity? How come few people not visible? All clear. What should I believe? What should I not believe? Your screen is blurred, clear, not visible, paused. Am I no? Forget about screen pausing. Now, am I visible now? No. Okay, I think some those who are not having clarity, please rejoin. Okay, please rejoin. Okay, now tell me. Once again, I will tell. Okay, once again, let me show the process from end to end, guys. Yeah, in all the jars that are added, it looks for what? Spring.factories file. It finds that one where, guys? Spring boot auto configure. Okay, what is the folder it is looking for? Meta-INF. What is the file it is looking for? Spring.factories. That file is linked with what? This file. In Spring folder, auto configuration dot imports. There, how many lot of configuration classes are there now, boss? Okay, right now we are worried about data source configuration, right? Okay, guys. Now tell me here. Control F, data source auto configuration. Data source auto configuration class is there now, boss? Okay, let me open that. Let me open that. Where is this? Control F, not that. If you want to open source code of any class whose class name is not there in the editor, what should I do? Control plus Shift plus T, open type. Okay, what is there? Data source auto configuration. Let's open it. Okay, now you observe this is the configuration class that is having lot of nested configuration classes. Come on. That is having a lot of nested configuration linked with other configuration classes. Come on, my dear. This itself configuration class linked with what? Other configuration classes. Check it out. Import data source configuration dot hikari dot class. Yes, my dear. Okay, now open this F3. So in this Hikari configuration class, which is a nest, there is a at the rate bean method or not, guys. What this at the rate bean method is returning? Hikari data source, return data source object. Okay, guys. Hikari data source, create data source, connection details, comma, Hikari data source dot class, properties dot get class loader. Then this all the stuff and returning data source object or not, guys. Simply literally returning data source object or not, guys. Come on. Like this, lot of configuration classes, nested configuration classes. In that one at the rate bean method, this bean method returned object automatically becomes Spring Bean or not, guys, based on the jar file that are added. So this gives the clarity. This gives the clarity how auto configuration related Spring Bean classes are picked up. What classes are picked up? Spring Bean classes are picked up. Okay. Now, same thing I kept in diagrammatic, guys. Check it out. Tell me, sample class names in that file are what? Data source auto configuration, JDBC template auto configuration. Like this, many classes are there. Okay. First of all, you take data source auto configuration. Okay. And then that is linked with one more configuration class called Hikari dot class. What dot class, guys? Okay, if you look at that Hikari dot class, that is having @bean method, creating and returning Ikari data source object. Super. Similarly, one more thing is there. What is there? JDBC template auto configuration. Come on, my dear. That is linked with what? That is linked with one more. JDBC template. What is that? JDBC template configuration dot class. Inside that, what is there? JDBC template. Inside that @bean method is there or not there? This @bean method is creating and returning JDBC template class object or not, guys? So now onwards, no confusion how classes are picked up for auto configuration. Okay, IOC container searches for which file? Spring.factories file in meta-nf folder of all the jars. Finds in which file? Spring-boot-auto configuration jar file. Yes, my dear. Okay, that file is linked with what, guys? Auto configuration dot imports file. In that file, total how many configuration classes are there? Total how many configuration classes are there? 144. Right now 153 are there. So in that one, according to the current jars that are added, 2-3 classes will be activated. Those auto configuration classes are linked with other configuration classes. Everywhere lot of @bean methods are there. All these bean method returned objects automatically become Spring Bean or not, guys? Crystal clear? So is it a magical science or there is a theory behind it? How classes are picked up for auto configuration? There is a theory behind it or not, guys? No doubt in that. There is a lot of theory behind it. No second thought in that. Okay, this is great, guys. Short answer. Lengthy answer is that short answer. @enable auto configuration searches for spring.factories file. What, guys? File in meta-nf folder of all the jar file and gets from spring-boot-auto configuration-version.jar file. This gets all the configuration classes to participate in what? Auto configuration from the file meta-nf/spring/auto configuration dot imports and executes all the bean methods of given configuration class and their nested and imported configuration classes. These @bean method return objects becomes what? Spring beans automatically. This is called auto configuration of Spring Beans. Convinced or not, my dear? Super, guys. Now, I'm talking about data source auto configuration. Spring Boot 3.x and 2.x uses following algorithm while creating what? Data source object through auto configuration process when relevant starters or jar files are added. Either JDBC starter or JPA starter is added. It uses this algorithm. First priority it will give to whom? Ikari CP. If Ikari CP jars is not there, it will try to create which data source? Tomcat CP. CP means connection pool. If though both are not there, Apache DB CP2. If that is also not there, what is there? Aracle UCP. What is that, guys? Aracle UCP. Are you getting my point there, guys? If Ikari CP starter is not there, Tomcat CP. Tomcat CP is not there. Apache DB CP2. And all the three are not there. It will look for what? Aracle UCP. Are you getting my point there, guys? Super, guys. These are the various data sources that are there, guys. Hikari CP, Apache DBCP2, C3P0. But as part of algorithm, how many connection pools are there? Only 4. How many data sources are there? Only 4. If nothing is given, what is the default one? Hikari's. Okay. Sir, how to find out? It is giving Hikari CP data source only, not the other one, right? See, definitely data source is there, connection pool is there. We are getting one connection object, we are talking. But what is the guarantee? The default data source is what? Hikari CP data source only. Shall we find out that, guys? Here is my DAO. Here is my, okay, right now I have activated which DAO? Which DAO? No, which DAO? Where I will find out. Here I'll can MySQL. I'm going to, why MySQL? In both I will write that line. System.out.println ds.get class. ds.get class. I'm trying to print data source object class name. Arkil employee DAO. Yes, my dear. Here also I'm trying to print, what is this? ds.get class. What dot get class, guys? ds.get class. Super, guys. Yeah, this is ds.get class, all this stuff. Close all editors, guys. Come on. Yeah, let's run the application. Run as, what is there? Java application. Run as Java application. Name Raja, designation clerk, salary 8,900, department number 10. Department number 10. Okay. Now, clerk X, Y. Clerk. What is the one we got? Hikari data source has come na, my dear. That means if nothing is there, by default, Hikari's data source has come na. Okay, that's great. 1 minute. But good news is, whenever we add JDBC starter or JPA starter, Hikari CP related jars also comes automatic. Hikari CP related jar files also will come automatic. How can I show that, sir? Let's look at that. We have, go to Maven dependencies section. Yes. Here we have Maven dependencies section. Okay. Look for H. H. Array. Yeah. Hikari CP jar is there here or not there? So that means when we add Spring JDBC starter or JPA starter, Hikari CP related jar also will come as a relevant jar file or not there. And moreover, Hikari CP related data source also will be activated by default or not, guys? Will be activated by default or not, guys? I want reply from you people. Will be activated by default and automatically. What do you say, guys? It's happening or not happening, boss? Definitely it's what happening. It is definitely taking place. Okay, guys. Tell me next one. No, I'm not interested. No doubt. ECRECP is the best one. And in my industry standard also ECRECP. But let us assume I want to use other algorithm, other data source that is there in the algorithm. So then what should I do? Number one, now listen. I should make sure that Hikari CP jar is not available. But the question is, while creating project, did I add Hikari CP jar separately? I have added what JDBC starter. In that process, as a dependent or relevant jar file, Hikari CP jar has come, right? So in pom.xml, is there any dependency tag for related to Hikari CP, boss? In pom.xml, did I add any dependency tag related to Hikari data source? So by commenting some dependency tag, can I lose Hikari CP jar? No. It came because of what? This. But if I comment this one, what happens, guys? I will be losing uh, JDBC starter. It's dependent, they're dependent and relevant, right? I'll be losing multiple things are not there. Right now, we are in a great situation. What is that? I added starter that has given me dependent, and relevant jars, right, boss? Dependent, and what? Relevant jars. Dependent, and what? Relevant jar. Now the question is, do I want to close? Do I want to lose this starter entire jar or one of its relevant jar? Okay, now tell me how to do that. Tell me how to do that. In Maven, do you know there is option called exclusion? Those who have attended my DevSecOps tools badge, there I discussed about exclusion. You don't want to lose main jar. Some of it's a dependent. You want to lose only one of its a dependent, right? You want to lose one of its a dependent. For that one, we have to use exclusion jar or not there, guys. For that one, we need to use exclusion jar or not there, guys. No doubt in that. Okay, guys. Dependency, group ID, artifact ID, open dependency, and what? Closing dependency. Is that clear, guys? Come on, everyone. Right. Here is what? Dependency hierarchy. Dependency hierarchy. Look at this, Hikari CP is coming. Array, it is telling what is the main jar file, what is their dependent. This is the main jar. In that one, Hikari CP is one dependent or relevant jar or not there. Okay, right click on it. Okay, exclude Maven artifact. Artifact means item. Exclude only this one. Say okay. Go to pom.xml. Some code is dynamically generated. Does it excluding everything or only Hikari CP jar? Does it excluding everything or only Hikari CP jar? Does it excluding everything or only Hikari CP jar, guys? Okay, boss. It is not excluding everything. It is excluding only what? Hikari CP jar. Are you getting my point there, guys? Come on, everyone. Excluding everything or only Hikari CP jar, guys? It is excluding only this. Now you look at the list of jars that are there, guys. Maven dependencies. What dependencies? Maven dependencies. Come on here. What is there, guys? Spring boot starter JDBC, right? But in this list now, Hikari CP1 is there or not there, guys? Hikari CP1 is there or not there, guys? Hikari CP1 is there or not there? I want reply, my dear. H. HI. What is there? HI. Hikari CP jar is there or not there? Hikari CP jar is there or not there? Definitely not there. So we excluded it or not, my dear? We definitely excluded it or not, guys. But right now our intention is what? Working with the Tomcat CP na, boss? Right. But for that one, we need to add Tomcat CP related jar. You don't want to work with Hikari CP. You want to work with the Tomcat CP. First, what should I do? Make sure that Hikari CP jar is not added. And add what? Tomcat CP jar. Add what, guys? Tomcat CP jar. Is that clear, my dear? Come on, everyone. Super. Tell me here, what is there? What is there in that? mvnrepository.com. Okay, here I'm looking for Tomcat CP. Sir, I will get suggestion because I'm using from so many years, right? Tomcat JDBC is the jar file name. Select the version. Okay, latest only. Select this. Selected. Come on. Okay, here is my what tag, guys? Dependency tag. What tag, my dear? Dependency tag. Okay. This is my version. Are we ready with version, my dear? Okay, no need of version. According to Spring Boot version, it will decide the version. Nice. Okay, now you observe. Hikari CP jar is gone. Tomcat JDBC jar has come now, my dear. Okay, Hikari CP not there. Tomcat CP jar is there. So definitely it will run with what data source? Tomcat CP related data source or not? That is nothing but connection pool is created by using what? Tomcat CP setup or not, guys? Okay, now let's see. Right click, run as Java application. Kiran, designation is what? Clerk. Salary is this. Department number is 20. What is there? Designation clerk. Next manager. Next manager. Okay, right now output is not so important, guys. Right now output is not so important, guys. What is important? Data source is very. What is the package name of data source? Check it out, guys. org.apache.tomcat.jdbc.pool.data is very important, my dear. Come on, everyone. Clear, my dear. Got the clarity here? Convinced with me or not, my dear? Okay, Hikari CP removed, Tomcat CP is used. I'm not interested to use what? Tomcat CP also. Then what should I do? To enable Apache DBCP2 data source in Spring Boot application. What you should do, guys? Okay, Hikari CP jar should not be there. Tomcat CP jar should not be there. Tomcat CP jar I only added. It's easy to comment or not, guys? Okay, let's comment that. And I have to add what one, my dear? Apache DBCP2 jar are not there, guys. Definitely I should make sure that Apache DBCP2 jar is added or not added. Okay, no doubt in that. Yeah, let's see now. I'm commenting this. I'm commenting this Tomcat CP, right? I'm commenting this what? Tomcat CP. Next one. Here is my mvnrepository.com. What is there? mvnrepository.com. Tell me next one. mvnrepository.com. Where is this? Tomcat CP. No. Apache DBCP2. These many are there. What is the best? Hikari data source. What is the default one? Hikari data. Why are you teaching remaining thing? For knowledge sake. We have a freedom to work with different data sources. For that reason, I am teaching. This is Apache DBCP2 2.13. Select this. Perfect. Paste this. Perfect. Okay. No need of version. It will pick up the version dynamically. Now you run. See, Hikari CP not there. Tomcat CP not there. What is there, guys? Apache DBCP2 jar is there. When I run the application, it will run with Apache DBCP2 or not, guys? Super, guys. Now tell me here. Let's run the application. Run as, what is there? Java application. What's the name? Karan. Designation, clerk. Salary, 80,000. Department number, 10. Designation 1, clerk. What is there? Manager. And another one, manager. We are getting the things over there or not there, guys? Come on, I want reply, my dear. Come on. Okay. Spring boot starter JDBC jar file gives only Hikari CP jar file as a relevant jar file. The remaining data sources related jar files will not come as what? Relevant jar file. So we need to add them manually. We are adding them manually or not there. So right now, what is the data source class name, my dear? Basic data source. Basic data source is there in Apache DBCP2 na. Look at the package name. Look at the package name. It is part of, it is definitely part of Apache DBCP2 or not, guys? It is definitely part of Apache DBCP2 or not there, guys? Are you understanding my statement, my dear? Come on, everyone. Perfect, guys. Okay. No, I don't want to use all this thing. One more is there in the algorithm. What is there? Oracle UCP, Universal Connection Pool. What should I do? Make sure that Hikari not there, Tomcat CP not there, Apache DBCP2 not there. What is there? What is there? Huh? What is there? Oracle UCP is there. I must make sure that Oracle UCP is there. Right now, my dear? Okay. Now let's see what we can do there, guys. Come on, everyone. I'll go from here. Here is my mvnrepository.com. What.com, guys? mvnrepository.com. Yeah. What is the one we are looking for? Oracle UCP. What's the one we are looking for? Oracle UCP. Oracle Spring Boot Starter UCP is there? Not that. This one is good, na? UCP related jar. Select the jar. Select it. Come on. Here is the paste. Yeah, I'll comment. I only taught for you, right? Okay. Comment the existing one. Version not required. If you can remove also, not a problem. Oracle UCP. Now, the data source class name will change automatically now. right click, run as, what is there? Java application. Name, what is there? Suresh. Designation, clerk. Salary, 8,900. Department, 10. Designation, clerk. What is there? Manager. Okay, what is next one? Manager. We are definitely getting this one or not, guys? We are definitely getting this one or not there, guys? Pooled data source, IMPL. What option, guys? Pooled data source, IMPL. Are you getting my point there, my dear? Come on, everyone. Super, guys. Is that clear, guys? Understanding my statement, my dear? Okay. Sir, now I will create a situation. All the four jars are there. Hikari CP, Tomcat CP, Apache DBCP2, lastly, Aracle UCP. All the four jars are there. Now tell me which jar, which data source will work. Or once Hikari CP is there, it won't bother about remaining jars, na boss. Does it really bothers about remaining jar files? It really does not bother about what? Remaining jar. Shall we observe that one, my dear? Come on, everyone. Okay. Now I'm commenting this exclusion option, guys. Commented. Hikari CP jars will come. Okay. Now I'm enabling this one also. Apache CP2, right? I'm also enabling what? UCP. I'm also enabling what? Tomcat JDBC. I'm also enabling Tomcat JDBC. Clear, guys? Perfect. Shall we observe what is this? Right. Yeah. What is the name, my dear? Kiran. What is there? Clerk. Salary 8,900. What is there? 10. 10. Enter key. Employee registered successfully. What is there? Clerk. What is there? Manager. What is there? Clerk. It's really taking place over here or not, guys? Okay. This is my Hikari data source object or not, guys? This is definitely Hikari data source object or not. I want reply from you people. When all four jars are enabled, when first jar is there, which is Hikari data source, it will definitely give priority to that one only, na, my dear? Right. See, best is Hikari CP because its performance is good. It create connection object very fastly and it's a default one and everything is good with Hikari. But you want other options. You have those options, guys. Then we discussed how these things are picked up also. Yes, my dear. Okay, let's complete this discussion. 2.x algorithm is this. This is the algorithm, na? Okay. Now tell me, how to break above algorithm and how can we use certain data source directly without following the above algorithm? I want to tell to, Arey, you don't go by algorithm. Don't worry about jar file availability. I want this. By default, you are giving Hikari CP, na? Don't give me Hikari CP. Even though Even though all jars are there, you don't give me Ikari CP. You give me what? Apache DBCP2. Very simple. There is a straight away one property, boss. What is that? Spring dot data source dot type. You have to write your choice data source class name. What class name, guys? Okay. Whatever class name, data source class names you are writing, they can be there in the list of algorithm. They may not be there in the list of algorithm. If you write class name, that class related, okay, that class participates in auto configuration and we get the data source. Check it out. Right now, all the 4 jars are there. Since Ikari CP is the default, it is creating Ikari CP data source, my dear. Yes or no, my dear? It is creating Ikari CP data source or not, guys? Okay, that's great. Here, what is this? Application dot properties file. What file, guys? Application dot properties file. Okay. Activate certain data source. Certain data source, irrespective of the algorithm we use. What is that? Algorithm we use. Activate certain data source irrespective of the algorithm we use. Are you understanding my statement over there, guys? Yes. Yeah. Tell me here what is there? Spring dot. What is there? Data source dot. Spring dot data source dot. Tell me next one. Type is equal to. What is equal to? Right. I want to work with Apache DBCP2, guys. What is the class name? Basic data source. So you need not to mug up the data source class name, guys. Go to relevant jar file. Where is this? Relevant. Okay. Apache DBCP2. Commons DBCP2. Here. Basic data source is the class name. This is the class name, my dear. Right click. Where is this? Copy qualified class name. Copy qualified class name. Here is the story. org.apache.commons.dbcp2 basic data source. What is there? Basic data source. It's happening or not happening, guys? Definitely. This is my com.nt, my dear. Yes. Right click, run as, what is there? Java application. What is the name, my dear? Rajesh. What is designation? Clerk. What is salary? 9,000. What is department number? 10. Designation clerk. X, Y, Z. Okay, now tell me, what is the algorithm it is using right now? Basic data source. But actually all 4 jars are there. Okay, Hikari data source should work out. But I broke the algorithm by using type name are not there. But don't think that in the type, you have to mention only algorithm related data source class name. You can mention any data source class name by adding relevant jar file. By adding what? Okay, now listen. Vibur, C3P0, these are also connection pools, guys. They are not part of algorithm, right? Unfortunately, they are not part of algorithm. But I want to work with those data sources now, right, guys? How much I teach, guys. Industry standard is Ikari data source only. All these things I am teaching for knowledge sake, to tell that we can also work with what? Other data sources, nothing out of it, right? Okay. Now I'm interested to work with the C3P0 data source, guys. First of all, I need to add C3P0 related jar file. Okay. C3P0 is one more popular data source, guys. These names may be new, don't worry. C3P0, right. This is my C3P0, my dear. Yes. Okay. Here is the jar file, my dear. Version. Here I added jar, selected this, go to pom.xml, add it. C3P0 jar is added or not there, guys? C3P0 jar is definitely added. Added or not added? Okay, no doubt in that. Next one. Here is my what, guys? C3P0. C3P0 jar is coming or not coming? Where is that? Yes, is there coming now? Yeah, here one class is there. Data source class is there. Combo pooled data source. What is there? Combo pooled data source. C3P0. Combo pooled data source is there or not there, guys? Take this one, copy this one, go to application.properties. Come on. Here. Okay, guys. Comment this, commented, copy this, paste. Here is my what, guys? I am pasting combo pooled data source class name or not there. org.apache.commons.dbcp2.basic data source. What data source, guys? dbcp2.basic data source. Sorry, wrong one has come. Wrong one has come. I realized. Wait. Oh. Name, guys? Say paste. Yes, here is what? Data source. com.mchange.v2.c3p0 dot. What is there? Combo pooled data source. What data source, guys? Okay, now let's run the application now. Let's run the application now. Here is what? com.nt. Right click, run as what? Java application. What is the name, guys? Karan. Designation clerk. Salary 89,000. Department 20. What is designation clerk? What is there? Manager. What is there? Manager. Okay, right now it is working with which connection pool, guys? Combo pooled data source. That means it is dealing with what? C3P0 connection pool or not, guys? That means we can break the algorithm. We can activate what? Our choice connection pool nicely, my dear. Okay, for that one, what is the one I have to add? Spring dot data source dot type. If you add that, only given data source related, only given data source will be activated or not, guys? Only given data source will be activated or not, guys? Come on, everyone. How can we make Spring Boot application working with what? Other than data source algorithm, data source or connection pool. Other than data source algorithm, data source or connection pool. How can we use C3P0, Proxul, Vibur, etc. connection pool in our Spring Boot application? Data source algorithm means how many are there? 4 are there. Ikari CP, Tomcat CP, Apache DBCP2 and Oracle UCP. I want to use other than that, right? There are two ways of doing it, guys. Answer number one. Answer number one. First, add relevant jar files. Added na, boss? Super. Number two, you configure that C3P0 related pool by using @bean method. What method? @bean method. Okay. Only again, you don't hard code collect from C3P0 related things from what? At the rate bean method. Enough. No need of type property this time. No need of type property. Okay, this is answer number one. But this is very complex process na boss. What's the easy process? Second one, you just mention type property. You just mention type property. What is the easy one? First one or second one? Okay, but I want to give the feeling. I want to give the feeling first one also working for us, right? Okay. Now I'm not using type. I am not using type, but I have added all the jar file. Tell me right now this application runs with what, my dear? Right now this application runs with what, guys? C3P0 or Ikari CP? Check it out. In application dot property, any type property? No. But all jars are there. Okay, when I run this application, it will run with Ikari CP or not, guys? Name, Nagesh, designation clerk, salary this, department number 10, clerk X, Y. This is running with what, guys? Ikari data source or not? It is definitely running with what, guys? It is definitely running with what, my dear? Okay. Now this part is clear. Okay. I don't want to use a type, but I want to break this algorithm. Especially I want to work with what? Other than algorithm data sources. Other than algorithm means what? Other than Ikari CP, Apache DBCP2, next Tomcat CP and Oracle UCP. Other than algorithm data sources means what? C3P0, Vibur, Proxul, many others are there, right? Okay, guys. I don't want to use type property. Then what should I do? I have to do lot of manual pain or not, guys? Yeah, what is the pain work? Public data source, create C3P0 data source. Come on. What is there? Data source, SOURC. This is my at the rate bean. Name is equal to C3P0DS. Come on, everyone. Next one. Combo pooled. What is there? Data source. C3P0DS is equal to. What is there, guys? Combo pooled data source. C3P0DS dot set driver class name. What is there? Set driver class name. Driver dot or a kill driver. If it is, you don't want to hard code like this, you don't want to hard code, then there is a provision. All the property file content comes to environment object now, my dear. Private environment. What is there? Private environment env. Now I want to go for injection at the rate auto void. Yeah. Env dot get. What is there? Env dot get key property or property. What is the key I want to pass? Spring dot data source dot. What is there? Driver hyphen class hyphen name. Oh, what's happening? Why red color? Are nothing is there. This will throw exception, boss. Okay, I don't want to catch and handle exception. At least I need to declare the exception to be thrown or not, guys. What is there? Return C3P0. Yes. Return C3P0DS, guys. Convinced or not, guys? Come on, everyone. C3P0DS dot. Next one. Set URL. What URL? Set JDBC URL. Spring dot data source dot. What is there? URL. Next. C3P0 dot set driver class name. What class name, guys? Set driver class name. What is there, guys? Hey, already set na boss. Set username. What is there? Set username. What is there? Username. Next. Set password. What is that, my dear? Set password. Here is my what, guys? Password. Yes, my dear. If you want, you can write minimum, maximum connection pool, other thing. Object is created. We are setting all the property values there. Then we are returning data source object, my dear. Super, guys. Okay, that's great. Shall we run this application, my dear? Run as Java application. Yeah. Okay. Name, Karan, designation clerk, salary 89,000, 20 is the department. Designation is what, guys? Clerk. What is there? Manager. Again what? Manager. Here is the story. Where is the story, guys? It is running with combo pooled data source. But this is quite lengthy process or not, guys? You taking at the rate bin, you creating object, you setting property values. Instead of that, if you mention data source class name in the type property, that is enough or not, guys? That is enough or not, guys? Okay, now I will create a contradiction. In at the rate bin C3P0, in type property I am using, in type property I am activating what? Oracle UCP. Which one will run, boss? At the rate bin always dominates any other data source. You want to feel that? Check it out. See, in both places you are writing same. It's waste of writing at the rate bin. Go for what? Type property. This is depth of the auto configuration, depth discussions of the auto configuration. No, both places you have written two different things. At the rate bin always dominates. You want to check that? Go to application.properties, guys. Okay, here I activated basic data source. That means Apache DBCP2 na, boss. Okay, here Apache DBCP2. At the rate bin says C3P0. But application will inject with only one data source through auto configuration. Can you tell me which data source it will take now? Can you tell me which data source it will take, boss? Can you really tell me which data source it will take now? Definitely it will take C3P01 or not, guys? Yes, run as, what is there? Java application. What is the name, guys? Rajesh. What is the designation? Clerk. What is the salary? 9,000. What's the department? 10. Okay. Designation? Clerk. X, Y. What is the data source that is working? Any guess? C3P0 should work. Why? At the rate bin always dominates the type. Suppose at the rate bin is not there, type comes into picture. Both are not there, algorithm comes into picture. In algorithm also no jars are added. Hikari CP comes into picture. Though I am teaching these many things, what is industry standard? What is the, do I need to do anything for that? It's a default in when you add the starter. Which starters? Either JDBC starter or JPA starter. Why Hikari CP is the best? Because its performance is good. It creates the connection object fastly. It will destroy the connection objects fastly, right? Number two. Number two, it's a default data source that works every time. It's a default data source that works every time. Are you getting my point there, guys? Come on, everyone. It's a default data source that works every time or not there, guys. Super, guys. Yeah. When Spring Boot starter JDBC added to class path, what is the default data source we get, guys? Hikari CP. That's great. If at the rate bean of main class is giving what? Non-data source algorithm data source object, then Spring Boot application takes which data source object? At the rate bean method of main class is giving non-data source algorithm. Then Spring Boot application takes which data source algorithm? Definitely non-algorithm data source only, na? At the rate bean generated data source object will override or dominate the data source algorithm, the data source algorithm data source, and Spring dot data source dot type property data source. Even what type property data source algorithm also will be dominated or not, guys. At the rate bean method generated data source object will dominate regular algorithm data sources and type property data source. If all three are there, winner is what? At the rate bean. Which is industry standard data source to use in what? Real-time projects. Hikari CP as of now, because of its performance, especially speed of creating connection objects in the JDBC connection pool is very, very good. How to specify min pool size, max pool size, and other additional properties. What properties? Other additional properties while working with what? Hikari CP JDBC connection pool. Hikari CP JDBC connection pool. Are you getting my point there, guys? Yes, these are the additional properties we are having, boss. How to collect these properties? From internet or chat GPT, you can collect these properties, right? Okay, let me show how to collect those property names. Go to google.com. Spring Boot data, common properties. Spring Boot data, common property is official website, guys. Here, use search for Control F. What is there, guys? Hikari. So many properties are there. In that one, few properties I want to take for minimum size, maximum size kind of thing. Minimum pool size, maximum pool size. We have so many properties here, guys. Check it out. Maximum pool size is there. Minimum ideal is there. Come on. Okay. Minimum size, max size kind of properties. Okay. Shall we try that? Okay. First of all, I will make sure that Hikari CP is activated, right? Commented this. Nice. Next. What is next one, guys? Go to this. Commented this also. Okay. When all are commented, and all jars are there, data or jars are there. What's the default one that will work, guys? Hikari CP. Now you go to this Spring dot data source dot Hikari dot. What is there? Hikari dot Hikari dot. Come on. Minimum idle 10. Minimum idle how much, guys? 10. Spring dot data source dot Hikari dot. Come on. How much here we are having? Max pool size. How much? Max pool size is how much, guys? 20. Max pool size is how much, guys? 20. right click, run on Java application. Enter name Karan. Designation clerk. Salary 90,000. Department 10. Designation, what is there? Clerk. What is next? Manager. What is there? Salesman. Enter key. It's happening or not happening, my dear? Okay, what is the one that has come? Hikari data source is working, but it is going to deal with minimum pool size, maximum pool size properties or not. Like this, we have a special keys, guys, to specify these special properties, right? We can find this kind of specific data source type properties for Ikari CP, Tomcat CP, Apache DBCP2, and what? Oracle UCP connection pool. Check it out. These are special properties related to DBCP2, Apache DBCP2. These are for Apache DBCP2. For Apache DBCP2. These are for what, guys? For, tell me, Hikari CP. These are for Hikari CP. Yeah, these are for Oracle UCP. These are for Oracle UCP. These are for Tomcat CP or not, guys? These are for, what is there? Tomcat CP. What is this, guys? Tomcat CP. So like this, we have a lot of things are not there, guys. How can we make certain Java class of starter not becoming as a Spring Bean as part of auto configuration process? Right now, collecting configuration classes from Spring Dot properties, executing at the rate bean method from their configuration classes, making them as Spring Bean, is there in my control or it is automatic decision, guys? Is there in my control or is it in automatic decision, guys? It is definitely automatic decision or not, guys? Okay, now listen carefully. I want to add starter. Definitely that starter related some classes are becoming Spring Beans automatically. I don't want to see some classes not becoming what? Spring Beans. Are some configuration classes not participating in what? Auto configuration process. For that purpose, in at the rate Spring Boot application annotation, you have to exclude 1, 2 configuration classes which we don't want to see participating in what? Auto configuration activity. So first of all, what I do is to understand this in a better manner, I will try to list out all the beans that are coming by default through auto configuration activity. Go to the main class, guys. Yes. Come to this, guys. This is very important. Concentrate. Sys out. Sys out. Right. Okay, na? Now listen. System dot out dot println all Spring Bean IDs. Arrays dot toString. Already other day we used this. CTX dot get it bean definition name. There's a one thing. Another thing. Sys out. all spring beans count. All spring beans count. CTX dot get bean definition count. CTX dot get bean definition count. Are you getting my point there, guys? Come on, everyone. Yes. Right click, run as, what is there? Java application. Enter name, Raja. What is this? Clerk. What is this? Manager. What is this? Clerk. Okay, now you check it out, guys. Total, how many beans have come? 100 beans have come. These are the bean IDs. These are the bean IDs. Okay, what I do is, don't want to see some configuration classes are not participating in what? Auto configuration activity. So go to this place, guys. Go to this place. Go to this place. At the rate Spring Boot application is there now, my dear. There, what is there? Exclude option is there. What option is there? In that exclude option, I am specifying JDBC template. Actually, JDBC template also coming, but I feel that's a waste now, right? JDBC template auto configuration dot class. Don't involve JDBC template configuration related Spring Beans as part of auto configuration activity. Convinced or not, my dear? Okay. So now look at the count, boss. That means if you want, you can see some configuration classes, indirectly some predefined classes not participating in auto configuration. Is it not interesting, guys? Run as, what is there? Java. Okay, name, current, designation clerk, salary this, department 10, designation clerk. What is there? Manager. Again, clerk. Check it out. How many have come? That means because I excluded that configuration class, 8 Spring Beans that are coming from that configuration class are not working or not, guys. Okay. Sir, can I exclude data source console? You can exclude anything. But when you exclude data source kind of thing, this application fails. Or let it be fail, sir, but I want to feel it. Okay, wait a minute. Okay. Array we have to take. Come on. Comma. What is there? Data source. Data source auto configuration dot class. Data source auto configuration dot. Don't expect output should come because without data source, no connection object. No connection object, this application fail. Okay, I'm ready to fail, sir, but give me a feeling we are able to exclude. Give me the feeling that we are able to exclude. Exception has come now, boss. Required bean data source. It is saying that I need data source, my dear, but you are not giving. Sorry, error is coming because of that. Give me confidence. Yes, error is coming because of that only. Okay, otherwise let me do one thing. Error is because of that. Data source is not working. Can I bring the C3P0 now? So then what happens, guys? Auto configuration data source we are not using. What data source we are using? Manually created data source we are using, right? That means we are able to exclude some classes not participating in data source or not, guys. No. Acha, relying on circular dependency. 1 minute. This stupid extra code is added. This I don't know why it is injecting controller to what this. Yes, guys. Let it be, boss. Let it be, Natesh. Run this application. Enter name, Karan. Designation clerk. Salary 89. 10. Click on it. Search operation. What is there? Clerk. Designation manager. Man. Okay, what is there? Clerk. So total how many things are coming this time? 70s. How application running? By using C3P0. So that means each configuration class that is there in auto configuration, making good amount of classes as Spring Beans. When you exclude them, those classes are not becoming Spring Beans, and that is reflecting in the count are not there. I think you got complete grip on auto configuration, boss. Earlier, starter added, some classes become Spring Bean, enjoy with them. But you have got a clarity how those classes are picked up, how to change inputs for those classes, how to change their algorithms, how to make certain configuration classes not participating in auto configuration. Very, very in-depth session of current topic or not, guys? Yes, in main class, what is the one we should place, guys? JDBC template auto configure. So this configuration class related classes does not participate in auto configuration or not, guys. This will exclude JDBC template, named parameter JDBC template, classes being participating in what? Auto configuration activity are not there, guys. We can collect auto configuration class names from what? This particular file, my dear. In Spring Boot framework, the module JDBC ORM JTAD API are given to locate and interact with SQL database software. Whereas NoSQL database software, we have a separate modules. What are those? MongoDB, Cassandra, and etc. The Spring Boot auto configuration feature makes only predefined classes that are available in what? Starters. Starters means jars, na? Added to the class path as Spring Bean in any angle. It does not make user-defined classes annotated with stereotype annotations as what? Spring Bean. User-defined classes as scanned. User-defined classes as scanned because of what? Okay. User-defined classes are scanned because of @component scan annotation or not, guys? Are scanned because of @component scan annotation. Are you getting my point? Super. So this is about the whole process and whole mechanism or not, guys? Okay, let's upload the notes now. I think you got end-to-end knowledge on auto configuration. Okay. Yeah, debugging is not done today. Tomorrow, you remind me in the beginning only. I'll teach debugging. What's your batch code, guys? 5:30 p.m. Next, where is this? Spring Boot MVC. Not this. 5:30 p.m. 5:30 p.m. Spring Boot Cora. Yes. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed mini project related discussions. Right. Then we'll go to simple topics now. Mini project discussions are over. Let's move to simple topic. See why I'm developing mini project, you should know how to use concepts in project level. At least you got idea how to develop layered application, how to keep different logics in different classes, And how can we integrate those logics one with another? Super, guys. Where is this? 515. Spring Boot core. Next, more on data source auto configuration. Am I right? Yes. Let me save this document, guys. Already done. Okay, guys. Thank you. Have a nice time. We'll meet tomorrow and we'll discuss more.